Hello and welcome. Thank you for listening. My name is Sarah Baumert. I'm a yoga teacher, Feldenkrais practitioner, and host of the Sarah B. Yoga podcast. The Sarah B. Yoga podcast and my practice, Body Matter, is an interdisciplinary learning space where we explore the many ways that movement can help facilitate body acceptance and awareness, reduce pain and stress, regulate the nervous system, and build strength and ease. My teaching plays with the synthesis of Feldenkrais awareness through movement lessons, traditional yoga asana, creative imagery, breathing exercises, self-massage, and a compassionate mindset to help you feel a greater sense of ease and comfort in yourself. Sarah B. Yoga and Body Matter have a lot of other program offerings. These podcasts are just a taste of my teaching. Each week I teach a range of online classes, including a gentle yoga class, a level 2 class for more advanced students, and Feldenkrais classes with monthly themes, anatomy lessons, and Q&A sessions for more in-depth study. I have 2 new online series offerings for the fall. A Feldenkrais series titled Coming to Your Senses, an exploration of the spaces of the eyes, the mouth, jaw, ears, vocal and breathing apparatus. And my second course, Wakeful Body, the blending of yoga and Feldenkrais on Monday nights. As one student recently described Monday nights, that felt like I just gave myself a massage. So these fall classes will be a continuation of some fan favorite stretching sequences that incorporate bolsters and other props to enhance the poses. There is still plenty of time to join these courses live or via the course recordings. You can find more information about these offerings in the show notes. Okay, on to today's episode. Thank you so much for listening. Hello and welcome to the Sarah B. Yoga podcast. This podcast is an intersection of my yoga teaching and my training in the Feldenkrais method. Today's class is a short meditation that can be done lying down in shavasana or sitting upright. Our inquiry of study during this meditation was inspired by 2 of my most influential teachers, insight meditation teacher Mark Nunberg and Feldenkrais trainer Jeff Haller. This will be an exploration of how we can welcome the body into the new year, how we may want to experience ourselves. You won't need anything specific for this class. You might want a cushion or a blanket to sit on if you choose to do the meditation in a seated position. Or if you're lying down in shavasana, just grab whatever props you like to have to be very comfortable. To begin, find that comfortable position. It could be cross-legged. You could sit in a firm chair with your feet on the floor. You can lie down in shavasana, bolster your legs, or any other comfortable position. Most important is that you're finding a place where you can be comfortable and have a natural integrity, and that there's enough comfort that there's space for a natural interest in your body, a natural interest in being awake to your body. And so we begin by welcoming our bodily experience, opening to perceiving what is already here, yielding to that, and this primary relationship that we have with our own bodily experience, it's really one of the most important things. is the foundation for intimacy. If we don't have this intimate relationship with our own body that includes some integrity, we're kind of missing our primary relationship. Our body is our real home, and it allows for all of our other relationships to be healthy. Just by knowing how to be exposed, knowing how to surrender and relax to your bodily experience, then allows us to be open to others. So this bodily experience, we're already having it. It's already here. We don't have to look for any particular experience. Everything you need is right here. So in these moments of pause, we listen and invite ourselves to soften and widen. And cultivating an intention and an aspiration even that it is in fact safe to be open, to be real with our experience. To realize that perhaps it's safe to feel and to be vulnerable. And this is why it becomes important to find this position of comfort where it feels safe to relax. Again, we don't have to look for a particular experience. We become receptive to this simple truth of what it's like to be human, of being human right now. Having a body is like this right now, today, this week, this year. And so opening to this river of sensation, the feeling of what it's like to have a body, and is everything that's moving through, is it okay? So this real question, like, is it safe to relax and to feel and to allow? And remembering, we don't have to focus on what's most challenging or painful. We can take in the whole of ourselves, the totality of our body, the thoughts, the emotions, the neutral sensations, the neutral places of the body, the pleasant and the unpleasant. The more subtle, the smaller things. And then these larger, more gross things. All of it. The totality of what it's like to be human. And in a real sense, it's not optional because this is how it is right now. And of course, it's changing. It's always changing. And there's something having to do with its changing nature that makes it workable, that makes it reasonable to work with, reasonable to be vulnerable with this body and how it is right now. So this body, this life is not actually static like we might imagine. And perhaps we can release any kind of negative view, like it's too much, life is too much right now, or this isn't fair, or this isn't what I want. You may be challenged with something physically, perhaps an illness or something happening in your family, something else happening in your life. But we take in the totality and realize that we can turn this experience into something that has the taste, the flavor of freedom by giving it permission to do what it's going to do anyways, which is move, which is change. This river of movement, of sensations through you. You have permission to move, to flow, to unfold as you need. Taking a few moments to give yourself to the sensation of being supported by the floor. The sense that the floor is lifting up into you and providing you with support. So if you're sitting, maybe your feet, your legs meet the floor. Perhaps your pelvis meets the cushion. If you're lying down, there's this larger surface area of the back of you that engages with the floor. And as we use this marker of time, a new year, calendar year that most of us use, I just was thinking about a few questions. Something to be curious about. So just spending a few moments with some of these questions from this embodied place. And simply asking yourself, what's the quality you would like to live with further for the coming year? Or even just the coming week or day. And you could create somewhat of an internal image for yourself for the quality of your experience that you would like to have. A sense of being embodied, a sense of being present. A sense of being connected with yourself. What's your sense of being available to meet the growing, coming circumstances that we face? How would you like to be within yourself relative to a world of uncertainty, a world of change? How would you like to breathe? How would you like to listen? How is it you would like to experience yourself relative to others? What might give you a sense of fulfillment, a sense of being autonomous, this quality of composure that you would like to have for yourself. So taking a moment to give yourself space for these kinds of questions. And so we learn to trust and eventually to relax and allow. The invitation here is to soften, to widen, to relax, which is not always easy or simple. To be in this more ambiguous, open, unfixed place that we call the present moment. Noticing all that's moving, all that's being felt, and that all of it is okay, that it all belongs. Resistance isn't needed, and even if there is resistance, maybe you don't need to resist that. Maybe that belongs too. And does this practice of being open to the ever-changing flow, the movement of sensation, the river of sensation, allowing for it, is it a little closer to that place that you can imagine you'd like to live in, you'd like to embody? So that here or now, on the floor, on your mat, it's practice. How would you like to breathe? How would you like to be open? What would you like this relationship to your body, to your home, to be like? And what might you want to nourish within it? At this point, you might press pause, continue, maybe rest, or write something down. Or take a moment and transition to whatever your day brings you. And knowing that the mark of a calendar year is not the only time to practice this, to have this kind of inquiry. So I hope you find this useful in welcoming your bodily experience. everything that it contains, everything that it is to be human. Thanks so much for practicing. Are you enjoying this podcast? I've chosen to offer these audio recordings freely for over 15 years. I do this because research shows yoga, yoga nidra, and Feldenkrais to be valuable practices, those which I would like to share widely. Dana, the Buddhist practice of generosity, has always been a pillar of my business. And more generally, dana is the inclination to give without expecting any form of repayment. It does, however, take a fair amount of time, effort, and cost to maintain and keep the podcasts available. If you feel you've benefited from what you've learned from these classes, then please do consider making a contribution towards the maintenance and upkeep of the classes. It will help ensure that I can continue to offer the podcast classes freely and keep generating new material. Give what you can, give what feels good. If it's too little, it won't feel good. If it's too much, it won't feel good. Links to support the show monetarily can be found in the show notes. And other ways to give include sharing the podcast with others, leaving a 5-star rating and review, or just sending me an email with how the classes have affected you. Thanks so much.